I'm Matthew Weiner, the founder and developer here at Handcrafted, and in this video, I want to go over invoicing. Now, invoicing on Handcrafted exists primarily to allow you to provide financing to your in-person customers who want to purchase an instrument from you directly through your physical workshop or storefront. Now, I'm not going to go over how financing works in this video, but I'll leave a link in the description below to a video all about financing if you want to learn more about that. But suffice it to say, financing provides your customers a way to pay for an instrument over time instead of in full upfront. So what I'm going to do now is go over the whole invoicing process, what it looks like to create an invoice as a seller, what the invoice looks like, and what it looks like to pay for an order via invoice as a customer, so you can get a sense of what that whole workflow looks like from start to finish. All right, here we go.
So here I am on the seller dashboard. To create a new invoice, you can go to one of two places. You can either click on Orders or Invoices. Now this is because all invoices on the site are associated with a specific customer order. Now if you wanted to go through Orders, you would click on Orders and then click this Create New Order button. Instead though, I'm going to go through this Invoices link instead. So I'm going to click Invoices. And then this will show all past and present invoices of yours on the site. Now you'll notice some invoices here because I've already created those. But if you've not created an invoice before, then this area will just be empty. Now note up here, this says what I just mentioned, that every invoice is associated with an order. So we're going to create a new order. And on this page, first, if you have multiple stores, you can select which of your stores the invoice falls under. Since I only have one store, I'm just going to leave it as the default option. And then you want to enter your customer email address. And as it notes here, the email address of the customer, if the customer does not yet have a Handcrafted account, then one will be created for them. They will receive an email with further login instructions. This will be the account that they use to pay for the order. This is important. You might want to check if your customer already has an account on Handcrafted, because if they do, you want to make sure that you're using the email that they use for their Handcrafted account. Otherwise, this order is going to generate a new account for them with the second email address that you've entered. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to enter this email address for a customer that I've already created previously, and then click on Create Invoiceable Order. Now this will take us to the page where we actually create the order. So first we need to enter some billing information. Now this isn't actually used for anything except for your and the customer's records. Select the state here. All right. And then we want to go in and enter the point of sale address. Now this is going to default to your store address because that's where we assume this is coming from. But if the order is considered to be coming from your shop, then you'd use your business address, as I just mentioned. But if you're out of state when the sale takes place, this should be the address of the location where the sale is occurring. This is important to input accurately as it is used for sales tax calculations. Similarly, if you're making the sale at a different location in your own state, you still might want to enter the proper address because, again, the taxes might vary by jurisdiction, by county. There's all sorts of different sales tax that will be calculated specifically based on this address that is entered here. So next, you want to input the items that are going to be included on the invoice. Now keep in mind that you can only add items to an invoice for products that you've already created on Handcrafted. So if you have not already created the product, you can click here and then return to this page to add the product. I've already created a product, so I'm going to add a new order item. I'm going to select my underwater violin. Now, if you have multiple items for whatever reason that you're selling, you can increase the quantity here. This notes field is primarily for customers when they're checking out during the regular checkout to leave notes for you. Now you could enter a note here. It won't appear on the invoice, but it will show up on the order in the dashboard. So just keep in mind, it won't show up on the invoice, but for your own records, maybe a note would be useful. And then here, if you happen to have an additional fee or a discount that you want to include, on the invoice, then you can enter that, and that will adjust the price of the invoice. I'm just going to assume I don't want to do that for now, and I'm going to click Save and Generate Invoice. And you'll see that the order has been generated. And if I want to view the invoice itself, I just go up to Invoices. And then this page shows all the invoices associated with the order. Right now, there's only one invoice associated with the order. If you were to go in and change the order items or the fee or promotion, as I mentioned, that are on there, the original invoice will show up as canceled and it will generate a new invoice. So then 2 invoices will be on this page, but the customer will only be able to pay for one of them. So just keep that in mind. So if you want to view the actual invoice, maybe you want to print it out for your customer to give them a physical copy, you can click View, and that will open up the invoice as a printable document. And as you can see, this lists out all the same information that was on the order we just created. And if the customer were to click on this link, they could pay for it. Similarly, this QR code will take them directly to this same checkout link. So now I'm going to jump over into the customer account that is associated with this invoice so that we can see what it looks like to check out with an invoice or pay for an invoice as a customer. All right, so here I am logged into the customer account who we just invoiced, and we'll see that we're on their invoices tab. Now, as a customer, the invoices tab lists all of your past and present invoices for your own purchases. Now, here is the invoice that we just generated. And we'll see that the order number is the same as this one. And the reason for that is I wanted to demo the cancellation functionality that I mentioned. So I went into the order that we just created and I added an extra fee just to show you what happens. So we'll see that when I added that fee, the state of this invoice changed to canceled. And if we view it, we'll see that the invoice has been updated to show that it is canceled. And it also has no more purchase link associated with it. Now this link here is the same one as if we were to go here and just click View. So I'm just going to click View, and that's going to show the invoice as it appears after being updated. And we can see here the surcharge that I added. Now the customer can click this link to check out, or obviously they could scan the QR code to go to this link. So I'm going to click the link to go to checkout. And this is going to let me pay for the order. Just like any other order on Handcrafted, the customer can choose to pay with credit card, Affirm for financing, or bank account. Now, I'm not going to go into financing in this video. I'll leave a link in the description below to a video all about financing. But financing is the main reason that we implemented invoicing functionality on Handcrafted to allow sellers to offer financing to their customers from their in-person workshop or storefront. Now that's all I have for invoicing today. If you have any questions about invoicing or anything else, please drop us a line here at Handcrafted and we will get back to you as soon as we can to help you out. Thanks. Have a good one.